Hey guys, welcome back to markdillon.com. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, do me a big favor and click the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. So if you notice my shirt, it's a birthday gift from one of my friends. I happen to think it's very cute and adorable, so anywho, that's why I'm wearing it. Tonight's question is actually one I have to say I have gotten countless times, or similar versions of it. So it's from Justin, and he says, Dear Mark, first I want to tell you that you are one of my favorite porn stars and I love your Twitter. My question isn't about seeking advice for myself, but for a friend of mine. He is struggling with his credit card payments, and I was wondering if I should suggest that he apply to do porn. He is one of the most attractive guys I have ever seen, and I think he would probably make a lot of money. Should I tell him my idea or keep my mouth shut? Justin, I think you should keep your mouth shut, but I will tell you why. Um, First of all, I don't think doing porn or any aspect of sex work is a good idea if you're broke, desperate, or destitute. Um, you you are putting yourself in a position where you're not able to say no to things you're uncomfortable with. You're not able to say no to deals where you feel you're not being compensated adequately. And three, giving the incredibly personal nature of what goes on in this industry, you do not want to be putting yourself in a position where your financial need will be exploited. It can be an incredibly predatory industry in that regard. And I have seen it time and time again. Very good looking guys, either in porn or escorting, who are working for peanuts. And they're always worried about getting their next scene and their next paycheck, and they never say no to anything, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes them feel. They're constantly willing to drop their rate and work for less just to get that next paycheck, and that I just don't think that is the best use of your time. Given the incredibly personal nature of this business, I think if you either can't do it on your terms simply for fun, to get the experience, or do it on your terms to make a very lucrative go at it, you just should not be doing it. Um, People who are really struggling financially, or struggling with substance abuse issues or emotional problems are unlikely to find what they need, at least in a long-term sense, from being in the porn or sex industry in general. What you said is actually interesting because I think it's something that a lot of people think and they don't quite, it's almost counterintuitive to say this, but just because your friend is hot does not mean that he would make a lot of money in this business. First of all, as with just about any area of business, your earning potential is not always commensurate with your realized earnings. So another way to put that would be, if you have a 500 horsepower motor in your car, that does not guarantee you 500 horsepower of output. For you to get 500 horsepower of output, you need all the auxiliary parts really working properly. So in this case, your friend's looks would be the 500 horsepower motor. The auxiliary parts to guarantee the output would be his business acumen, his ability to negotiate for himself, his ability to say no to deals where he's not being paid properly. So if he doesn't have those things, it doesn't really matter how good looking he is. He's never going to be able to fully capitalize on that. So I think the best thing you could do for your friend is probably help him address the root cause of this, which is financial irresponsibility, poor planning, and overspending. And the truth is, porn, whether it's a very lucrative endeavor or not, is still relatively easy money. So easy money is not likely to help your friend change the behavior patterns that have gotten him into credit card trouble to begin with. So I think the best advice you could give him would be to maybe help him with a budget, maybe offer to help him find a part-time job. You could ask around among your other friends, if they know any places that are hiring. That's the kind of help that will really be beneficial to your friend in the long run. if you have a natural aptitude for budgeting or anything like that, uh, you can lend him your expertise in that area, and you can help him find a part-time job. You can give him a lot of positive reinforcement. But I certainly don't think telling him get, telling him to get into porn is going to be of much long-term help to him. Um, Especially if he hasn't already had the inclination to do it. Um, it would be different if he said, you know what, he's always thought about it, he thinks it would be fun, he's always wanted to have the experience, and then he gets the upside of making some extra money. That's totally different. But if he's doing it strictly because he needs the money, I just don't think it's a good idea for him. Also, he would have to be very cognizant of the fact that there can be some long-term negative career implications. Let's say, for example, he were to have a year or two of filming where he made enough money to pay off his credit card debt. Um, then it impacts his ability to pursue career goals in the future. Was it worth it? Probably not. Um, I really don't think you'd be doing him a favor by encouraging him to get into porn. This kind of reminds me of an email I got not too long ago from a guy who was telling me about these two younger guys he knows. I guess he hires them as escorts, maybe. I don't know. But he was telling me that these young guys are basically bouncing around, hustling from one client, one John to another, and they've got substance abuse problems and emotional problems and all of that, and that he thinks it would be better for them to get into the porn business than all this kind of hustling that they're doing. And did he wanted to know if I thought that was appropriate? And I said, no, absolutely not. First of all, they're going to continue to do the hustling. Getting into porn is not going to change that. They're going to find a lot of the dysfunctional behavior will be perpetuated. They'll find a lot of reinforcement for that behavior. They're just not going to be helped. And the analogy I used with him was you don't help an alcoholic by taking him out of the bar and throwing him into the crack house. So, I think there are two reasons a person should do porn. One, because they think they can really make a lucrative go at it, but they have to be in a position to be able to capitalize on that. Meaning they're not desperate for money. They're not struggling with substance abuse issues or emotional issues, etc. But they think, you know what, I think I have something that could turn out to be very profitable. I understand business. I understand marketing. And I feel like I could navigate a reasonably lucrative path through this industry. That's one reason. Another reason would be simply to say, you know what, I just want to do it for fun. I think it would be exciting. I think it would be neat. I want to check it off my bucket list. And if I happen to make some extra money doing so, that's even better. So, Justin, that's my 2 cents. It might be worth exactly what you paid for it, but, you know, you asked, so there you go. Guys, thanks for tuning in to markdillon.com. Don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks.